An electronic case report form, or eCRF, is the structured way clinical trial data is captured at site level, usually within an electronic data capture system. Its role is to turn the protocol's data requirements into fields that are clear, consistent, and workable during the conduct of a study. When the design is done well, it supports traceable entry, controlled change, and a data structure that is easier to review, clean, and analyze. The value of that becomes clear as soon as sites start using it. If the eCRF is unclear or inconsistent, teams spend more time working out what belongs where, queries increase, and avoidable issues begin to build. It can also contribute to missing data. Some missingness comes from missed visits or wider operational disruption, but some of it comes from the form itself, where fields are easy to misread, workflows do not reflect how sites actually work, or prompts are missing at the point they would help prevent incomplete entry. In areas such as adverse events and concomitant medications, weak capture can also make safety review harder and delay cleaning later. Before the build starts, the platform choice needs to be settled. Different systems come with different constraints and configuration options. The environment also needs to be validated with controls that match the trial and its risks. That usually includes access management, audit trails, and controlled change, so data entry and later updates remain traceable and reliable. A sensible design sequence starts with structure and usability. Subject identifiers, site identifiers, visit structure, and assessment flow need to reflect how the study will actually run. When the layout follows the workflow, sites spend less time searching for fields or second-guessing the right place for entry. Consistency across forms matters as well. If date, formats, units, or response options vary from one page to another, discrepancies start to appear that look like data problems, but really come from the design. Now, at a field level, relevance and clarity are essential. Each field should be there for a defined reason, whether that is tied to an endpoint, a safety requirement, or a specific operational need. It also needs to capture enough detail to make the entry meaningful later. Therefore, if key attributes such as timing, intensity, or context are missing, teams often end up trying to reconstruct meaning during cleaning. Clear completion guidance and shared conventions help reduce variation across sites and countries. Next, validation checks should prevent meaningful issues without making entry harder than it needs to be. Basic checks such as required fields and ranges are useful, but the more valuable ones often test consistency across related data, including dates, visit timing, and linked responses. The balance is important. Too few checks leave more work for manual cleaning. Too many aggressive checks can frustrate sites and encourage poor workarounds. eCRF design also needs to account for external data sources such as central labs, imaging vendors, devices, and other specialist providers. So if those flows are not planned early, teams often end up relying on manual loading, delayed checks, and more reconciliation work during conduct. So the key mindset shift is to treat eCRF design as a maintainable foundation. This is because trials change, amendments happen, and vendors update formats. It's possible that small inconsistencies that seem manageable early can become major problems at scale. Therefore, good eCRF design helps sites enter data with less guesswork, gives trial teams a more predictable review process, and supports cleaner derivation pathways for analysis. To learn how Quanticate can support your next trial, email inquiries@quanticate.com or request a consultation through our website. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical insights on clinical trials and modern drug development.